Good morning. Another TGIM to try and bring us together to focus so that we can make a bigger difference together in some form of synergy. This week, I want to bring us together around the idea of compassion. This past weekend, we had troubles with our HVAC AC unit, so we had to call the guy to come and fix it. And he came in on a Saturday afternoon in pretty warm weather and had to do the work outside and such. And he was a great guy, very nice and kind. And as he was leaving, we were just talking about how things were and hopefully that we didn't disrupt his weekend plans. And he shared a little story about him going fishing and catching this big catfish. And he shared the photo with us. And, that makes me think of how many people are maybe feeling a bit lonely and they feel they need to share these things with somebody because he said he went alone fishing and he caught this big fish, in the evening darkness. And if that fish would have pulled him over, who knows what would have happened to him. So, it's like we just never know when someone's carrying some sort of cross, whether it's heavy or not, or something of loneliness or sickness, and so on and so forth. And then that afternoon, we actually drove out and got some supplies and, saw this homeless guy, begging on the side of a street corner. And he was virtually almost passing out from the heat. And we kind of, startled him and woke him up and gave him a few bucks and wished him well and on his way. But again, it's like we just don't know what we don't know. Now, there is this challenge of trying to be positive with someone and to lift them up and still empathize. And there's this great quotation from a guy by the name of Henry Newen, who was a theologian and he taught, theology at the Ivy League schools and in the US and such. And he says this, he says, compassion asks us to go where it hurts, to enter into places of pain, to share in the brokenness and the fear and the confusion and the anguish. Compassion challenges us to cry out with those in misery, to mourn with those who are lonely, to weep with those who are in tears. Compassion requires us to be weak with the weak, vulnerable with the vulnerable, and powerless with the powerless. Compassion means full immersion in the condition of being human. These are great words, great ideas, and a great way to share in the moment of someone's pain. But we also must temper that with not going down a rabbit hole with them and getting ourselves into trouble, so to speak. So it's more than kind words at the end of the day. And there does require a certain sharing. And I know I've been guilty of that where you kind of don't want to hear the negative or dark side and you just want to lift and you want to do everything to, make it better, so to speak. But sometimes, folks need just a bit more than that. And I apologize if you know who you are or you felt this from me because I like to, err on the positive optimism side. But I know sometimes all we need is a bit of an ear to hear and then some words to say, I'm with you. And I am. So what we're trying to do here at Team Miracle, Team Perka is to create a safe haven, if you will, for us to be able to do these, to share and then to feel the compassion and the empathy, but at the same time tempered with assistance to lift. Maybe not right away, but at least over time, and that we can do this. Because remember, what we focus on expands. So we don't want to dwell too long in that part that hurts so that we can get out and then, uh, uh, get through it, if you will, and overcome is the word I'm looking for. So, we got to feel it, yes, but keep on moving too, even if it's just teeny tiny baby steps, right? So that we can continue to evolve every day to be and do and have, and then give more of ourselves with and for each other in a flow that creates a certain ripple effect of, yes, positivity and overcoming and optimism in some way, shape, or form. I know today's a mouthful there, but we have to somehow find the harmony in all of these things when we are going through and carrying crosses. And guess what? We all are. We all have some sort of pain that we're enduring. So, with that note, keep smiling anyway. We can fake it till we make it to a certain extent. But knowing that we have teammates, brothers and sisters of other mothers and misters here to help each other along. Have a fantastic day and a compassionate week. which includes compassion for yourselves. Cheers and ciao.